One of the big questions about GTA 6 that I think a lot of us have been wondering over the last couple of months is how old are Jason and Lucia, the two main characters that we know of in this game. Obviously, look, we don't have much to go off of. We just have trailer 1, a couple of little tidbits from Rockstar, and then leaked information, especially the big leak that happened like a couple years ago. But in today's video, I do want to sort of look at how old these characters could actually be. And honestly, the answer might surprise you. Now, just by looking at the characters, you probably think they're not really on the younger side, right? Like taking a look at Jason, he definitely does not look like he's in his early 20s or something like that. A lot of people are speculating that he's about 30 or so. And the same sort of applies to Lucia. She doesn't look super young or anything. But there are a couple of things I want to point out. Number one, Bonnie and Clyde's real ages. The game it's pretty heavily rumored by some very good sources that the story is based off of a Bonnie and Clyde story. Now, obviously, in real life, Bonnie and Clyde, they both died in the end. The theory is that maybe one of the endings, if there's multiple endings, both Jason and Lucia die. We're not really here to debate or speculate on the ending of the game and how that's all going to work out. But you can see from Google here that Clyde was 24 and Bonnie was 23. So in real life, they were very, very young. Now, even though the story in GTA 6 could be based off of Bonnie and Clyde, doesn't necessarily mean that their ages will be the exact same. Again, as we kind of already established, they don't necessarily look like they'd be early 20s. However, if we take a look at this article that shows the ages of all the RDR2 characters, your perception may get a bit skewed here so we have Arthur Morgan in RDR2. He is 36. Now, I personally, I would think Arthur maybe is a little bit older, but 36 back in the day, whatever. Okay, that kind of fits. If we scroll down, Bill Williamson, this guy is only 33. If we go even further, we have Charles Smith. He is 27. We have Javier, which apparently is 26. Now, again, things back in the day, a little bit different. John Marston, though, this is the one that gets me. In RDR2, at least at the beginning, I believe, he is 26 years old. This guy is 26. Again, this is early 1900s. I know things were different back then. But the reason I'm sort of bringing this up is just to show that Rockstar, their age doesn't necessarily match like the way the character looks. A lot of the girls in the group are also in their 20s. Molly is, I guess there's not really a specified date, but she's about 25 to 29. Sadie is 25 to 28 apparently. Karen is 23 to 27. Abigail is actually only 22 in RDR2. You have Mary Beth, she's 20 to 25. Tilly is 19 to 24. Now, definitely she looks a lot younger than the other ones, but you can just see here, again, especially with John Marston, that the official age isn't necessarily reflected by how they look. And I'm just bringing that up because, again, going back to Jason and Lucia, a lot of people are like, they kind of look early 30s. But as we've established, Rockstar's characters look a lot older than they actually are. So I actually think here that Jason and Lucia are probably in their mid-20s. Just going off of looks, I would imagine that Jason is maybe slightly older than Lucia. And one thing that I can't really showcase, but in the leaked footage from like 2 years ago, Jason looks significantly younger. But in trailer 1, he does look a little bit older. So it almost seems like, behind the scenes at least, Rockstar upped his age a bit, maybe from what they originally wanted. And another thing that I believe was from a leak, so maybe take it with a grain of salt, but it's rumored or leaked that Jason and Lucia, they had a kid when they were in their teens. So if they do put these characters in their upper 20s, that means their kid is about, 7 or 8 in this game. And one crazy theory I have, if Rockstar do go with the whole Bonnie and Clyde story where these characters, Jason and Lucia, actually die in the end, maybe we get an RDR2 or RDR1 epilogue where we get to play as their kid. And look, this is going to be a little crazy, but I think it makes sense. If this kid is like, 10 or so by the time the game ends, maybe they could do a little time skip where he becomes 20, whatever, so it's a little bit more realistic. This time skip into the future would work perfectly if they tied it all in with GT Online, and that could be the explanation why inevitably down the line you'll get the flying vehicles and all this super crazy stuff back in the game. I mean, side note, look, Rockstar knows how well those super advanced flying vehicles sell in GTA Online we have now, so I'm sure they're wanting to add them in the future in GTA 6 Online, so like they are going to come eventually. And that is one way, if they have some sort of time skip, they're like, hey, we're now 10 years in the future, and having both Jason and Lucia die and their kid sort of take over kind of fits all that. But obviously, look, again, complete speculation. We don't even know if they do have a kid. But with all that being said, I do think these characters are in their mid to upper 20s. I don't think they're any younger, and I don't really think they're any older. It just makes sense that they would be in that age range, about 25 to 27. It's also just a good age for Rockstar to sort of satirize all the Gen Z stuff, which I'm sure Rockstar would have a field day with, at least their writers would. It brings us back to more younger protagonists again. So even though Rockstar, it looks like they've aged Jason up a bit, I still don't think he or Lucia are in their 30s. I think it makes sense that they're in their mid 20s, but that's my guess at the moment. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. How old do you think these characters are? And that's gonna do it for today's GTA 6 video. Thank you guys for watching. Please drop a video like if you did enjoy. Subscribe for more GTA 6 content, and as always, I'll see you guys in